pull it up sideways like this. You can't do it.
Stadio Flaminio di Roma il giorno dopo. Ieri sera 40.000 spettatori vi hanno decretato un nuovo trionfo. Che cosa si prova di fronte a tanto entusiasmo di questo pubblico? Lo stesso entusiasmo di 6 anni fa, sembra che il tempo non sia passato.
It's a very good feeling, and we've always had very fond memories of our Roman audience, and it was nice to see them all back again and really enthusiastic about our new work, and as enthusiastic about that as they were about our old work.
It's not the same, it's even better.
Rispetto a quel concerto di 6 anni fa straordinario, ma completamente diverso, che cosa è cambiato rispetto a oggi, rispetto a questa grande messa in scena di Zoo TV e di Zooropa? Che cosa vi ha spinto a mettere in scena Zoo TV?
It's a different world for a start. 6 years has made a huge difference to our world, and particularly to Europe. And it seemed when we were putting together the indoor tour that the world that we were in was an audio-visual world, and we wanted to incorporate visuals into our concerts. We wanted the use of that canvas to help to amplify and magnify the ideas of our songs. And it's really starting from that idea, it's grown and grown, and we're learning more and more about how visuals and music can combine in a live concert situation. And for us, it's a new beginning, I think, in terms of concert production, certainly in stadiums, where we've always felt the size of the stadiums was a real difficult problem to overcome for a band of 4 musicians on the stage.
I think also, when we went out 5 years ago on the Joshua Tree, our feeling at the time was to have a very clean stage so that the focus was on the musicians. And this time out we said we didn't want to do that anymore, and we wanted something bigger that spoke for us and in a sense allowed the music to go out to the people and the visuals added to it.
È vero che l'idea di questo grande sberleffo contro la televisione, di questa iperbole sui danni che la televisione compie, è nata durante la guerra del Golfo?
Well, I think that we were very affected as a band by the images and the access that we had to what was going on in the Desert Storm campaign, and the almost bizarre contrasts on TV between images of charred soldiers hanging out of blown up tanks and then switching channel to a soap opera or suddenly going to an ad break. And we started to feel that there was possibilities of using what essentially is, I believe, a kind of media information overload as one of the statements of the tour. And it's one of the dynamics of the visuals in the show is to build it up to such a pitch that it is at the one hand hypnotic, and on another hand almost drives you back. I think this is where we're at today with the electronic media in particular, and it just seemed like an important point to try and make.
And I mean, it's interesting that it's still happening. What's happening, across the water in Sarajevo, it's terrible that people can watch it and they don't do anything about it. They watch it and then they turn over to something else. It's still going on.
You can get to a point where these images just lose their power to connect with you because you get tired, you experience compassion fatigue, where it's just another set of statistics, another gruesome image, and where reality and fiction start to blur, and people don't really understand that this is happening in Europe. This is happening to people 100 miles away, or in this case we're probably about 300 miles away as the crow flies. It's that close, and getting that across is difficult when people have lost their power to really relate to reality because of the way it's being portrayed.
I mean, ordinary people in Germany said they didn't know what was going on with the Nazis. This is a very different situation where we do know what's going on, and we don't seem to be doing anything about it.
Edge, tu in un'intervista hai detto che Zooropa, nella vostra idea, doveva essere il tour della riunificazione del continente europeo. Invece forse girando l'Europa vi siete accorti di aver trovato degli stati mai così divisi e separati tra loro. Sei d'accordo?
It's like a kind of a disease that's sweeping Europe, this xenophobia, and maybe part of it is a reaction against a kind of carte blanche political unification of Europe, where people feel that their very culture and their very identity is under threat. And when we were putting the tour together, these were the two main themes. Was the theme of the uncertainty of Europe, the uncertainty of our place in this world that we're trying on one hand to define by the European community, but on another hand we're trying to hold on to some sort of cultural identity. And people don't know who they are. They don't seem to even know who they want to be. They're in this position where tomorrow is a very uncertain thing, and in that position I think it's understandable, or you can understand why there is this trend towards what I would call fundamentalist politics, where it's right-wing, it's simple answers to complicated problems, but history tells us that those don't work. And I think that we just have to make a very loud noise and really try and shine a strong light on what's going on, because the enemy is apathy and silence, and I think that the stronger the message we can send out, the more hope there is for the future.
I agree with that.